Hello everybody, welcome to today's lesson. Today we are going to focus on our government and the three different branches. So there's three branches that make up our government, and we're going to learn about what they do and how they help each other. Okay, now the branches of government are the executive branch, the judicial branch, and the legislative branch. And today we are going to focus on the legislative branch, okay? And I would like you to stay tuned until the very end of the video because I'm going to do a little project/assignment with you, and I'm going to have you post it on Seesaw as part of today's work. So please stay tuned all the way to the end. Okay. A new country is born. In 1783, America won a war against Great Britain. It was now its own country. It was finally free. This new country would be called the United States of America. The early leaders of America knew that they needed a strong government to be in charge of the whole country. They needed it to help the states and to keep them safe. The leaders met in Philadelphia. They wanted to create a democracy. This is when everyone has a voice and a vote. They did not want one person to have too much power. The U.S. Constitution would explain how all this should work. I'm going to read the American Revolution little caption here. Americans did not like being ruled by the King of Great Britain. They thought he was unfair, so they went to war to be free. This war is known as the American Revolution. George Washington led the American Army during the American Revolution. So the whole reason why they wanted to create a democracy is so that it wasn't just one person who was deciding everything. It was so that everyone could have a voice. Separation of powers. The U.S. Constitution is the main set of laws for our country. It says how our government should work. It also lists all the things Americans can do and should have. These are called rights. And we learned about how women were able to gain these rights in our history. The U.S. Constitution says that the government should be split into three branches or parts. Each branch has its own jobs and makes big decisions. One branch always checks the work of the other two branches. This system is called checks and balances. It keeps one branch from having too much power. The branches work together and protect the rights of the people. So instead of having one branch like a king, they have three branches to kind of keep themselves in check, making sure it's not too much power on one person. So in the executive branch, we have the president, and we'll learn more about that next time. Today we're focusing on the legislative branch, Congress. Okay, the legislative branch. The legislative branch is made up of two groups. One group is the House of Representatives, or simply the House. The other group is the Senate. Together they are known as Congress. Congress is made up of leaders from each state. The U.S. Constitution explains the job of Congress. Its biggest job is to make laws. This helps our government run smoothly. The laws let the government collect taxes. These taxes pay for the government. They pay for new roads and bridges. They also pay for our armed forces. These are our soldiers who keep our country safe. The House of Representatives. The House is much larger than the Senate. Each state sends representatives to the House. Larger states send more people. Smaller states send fewer people. This means that the bigger states have more power in the House. Each member in the House represents an area of his or her state. People in each area choose a member by voting, so this would be more local government. Today there are 435 members in the House. The members serve for 2 years in the House. When their 2 years are up, the people in the member states vote. They can vote to keep the same representatives, or they can vote for new ones. The House makes laws about taxes. It also decides if a member should be removed from the House. This can happen if people think the member broke a law. The Senate. Like the House, the Senate is made up of representatives from each state. But the Senate only has 2 members from each state. So each state has the same power in the Senate. There are 100 members of the Senate. So if there are 50 states and each state has 2 members, that makes sense, right? 100 members. Each member can serve for 6 years. The people can then vote for that member to stay, or they can vote for a new member. The Senate does important work. It looks at treaties the president makes. These are agreements with other countries. The Senate has the final say on these treaties. And it also votes on people the president wants to hire. Okay, everybody, so I'm going to move on to a project here, and I want you to be able to post this on Seesaw. We're going to create kind of a tree with different branches of government. So what I'm going to do to start, and you can just do this with pencil and paper. You can use color if you want. You don't have to. I am, because I'm trying to make it a little bit more colorful, but you don't have to. So I'm going to draw my tree here, and I'm going to have it branch out into 3 branches, right? 3 branches of government. And then I'm going to change my color and have some kind of, I want my branches to be pretty big so I can fit my work in there. Okay, and today we're going to focus on the legislative branch. The other 2 branches we'll do next time. So what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to zoom into just one branch, just so it's easier for me to write, but you don't have to do that, obviously. Okay, so over here, I'm going to write, and I hope my writing isn't too messy, legislative branch. Okay. And the main people in this branch are Congress. So I'm going to write Congress underneath. Okay. And then I'm also going to write the main responsibilities of this branch. Okay, so each branch has their own responsibilities to kind of work together. So not only one person has to do everything. Okay, so one of their responsibilities is that they can reject the president's ruling. Okay, so if they don't like something that the president is doing, they can reject it. Reject president's ruling. Ooh, sorry, that's kind of messy. Try my best here. They can also limit spending of federal money. Okay, so money in the government, they can limit how much is spent. Okay. I'm going to say limit federal money spending. Okay. And then the last thing that they can do is they can actually remove the president, but they all have to decide on whether or not that's a good choice or not. Supposed to be a V, sorry. Remove the president. Okay, I'm going to zoom out now. Okay, on Thursday we will finish these different branches, okay, but today we just focus on the legislative branch, and on Thursday I will have you post your picture of your work on Seesaw. Okay, everybody, have a wonderful Tuesday, and we will have a Zoom on Wednesday. Okay, bye.